Hello and welcome. My name is Christian Lee, business journalist at SBC Media, and today it's my pleasure to say I'm joined by Giovanni Bertoli, the co-founder of WSF Odds. Yesterday, Giovanni spoke with his co-founder Luca about the rise of the business and also the evolution of player props. How did the talk go and how are you enjoying your experience at SBC Summit?
Hi Chris, hello everyone. I think it was good, hopefully. We try to create some awareness on this market, as probably some folks, they know they are a quite interesting marketing tool, a way to acquire user, but many people might ignore that they are also huge in terms of volume. They're not the future, they're the present. So we tried yesterday to give also some insight on real numbers, on how they are performing, on how many markets are now available in terms of player props and other markets like team props. So yeah, we hope that people enjoyed.
Of course. And can you tell us a little bit more about the numbers in terms of how the player props has changed, the growth you've seen in this area?
Sure. So some of the numbers we presented yesterday were, for instance, about the Europe Cup, where we have shown that more than 4% of the total turnover of the entire Europe Cup has been on player props. I think it was 4.3 on the live and 3.8 on the pre-match. And margin also in terms of performance has been very good, approximately 15% on the Europe Cup. So real volume is there. And also something we have briefly presented yesterday, it's the evolution in other sports like basketball, where they started 3 to 4% 6-7 years ago, and now they reach 40%. 40% of the total turnover in American sports is on player props. So it seems that soccer that just launched now, it's at the beginning of this curve. So we expect this number, this 4% I was mentioning from the Euro Cup to grow a lot and perhaps to reach the 40% that reach in American sport.
Yeah, I think that's definitely possible, especially with the popularity of football. How have the player props market changed over the years, especially looking at markets such as the first goal scorer?
So there has been quite a few changes. First of all, the live that arrived, because before there was not live data available, and therefore who was trading this market was trading them only pre-match. Then the different type of markets that arrived. For instance, I think we were the first one and maybe the only one to launch pre-match and live with the team and match props. So we not only allow people to bet on number of shots of an individual player, but also the number of shots of the team, the number of shots of the match, and also the head-to-head, which is also something very new. Like, will this team do more shots or more passes than the opponent team? So you move basically the competition not only on team result and goal, but too many other stats. And in terms of the goal scorer that you just mentioned, some of the evolution are the type of goal scorer, like will this player score with the header or with the left foot or with the right foot? And also something that we invented live, it existed before pre-match, but nobody has ever done live, is the goal scorer with substitute. So if a player comes from the bench to replace the player on which you have put money, and the person from the bench score, the bets get paid. So these are type of bet with an insurance, right, that users are enjoying, and we are seeing that a lot of money is moving away from the normal goal scorer to this type of bets, and we are seeing users of the competitor of our customer complaining because they are not offering this. So I think we are raising the bar of what a user expects now from a bookmaker.
Yeah, I think that's definitely an interesting development, not something I've come across at many other places. When you talk about live betting, one of the things you mentioned in the talk was around instant gratification and how people these days, they want everything now as fast as possible. How does player props allow that instant gratification in betting?
It allows this instant gratification because the stats in which you bet are more frequent. So soccer, I love soccer, I'm a football fan, but if you are objective about it, it's more boring as of many other sports because goals are very rare. They are a low frequent event. So when you allow people only to bet on a team result, which is dependent on the goal, it's very long before they see something happening. So while you move this competition from being goals to being something high frequent, like the passes or the shots or shots on target, people have every second something to follow. So they enjoy more, they are more engaged, and also they can win and lose money faster and then place the other bet. Or maybe, as young people do today, they don't want to watch an entire match. So they click the channel, they see 5 minutes of a match, the shots that they needed now are there, they win the money, they shut down, they open another match. So it's more probably aligned with today tendencies.
No, that sounds really interesting. I think that highlights the big thing that I hadn't even thought about, that now people don't even have to watch full games and they can bet on them. Have you noticed any sort of differences region to region in terms of how player props have grown? And if so, what are the trends you've noticed?
Yeah, so you notice some differences because in some places they care more about the player props themselves. In some other places they care more about the team props and the match props. So there are different stats that people likes. In some countries lately, we were saying that, for instance, the throw-in are super popular. We were not expecting that, so we will launch the throw-in, for instance, probably next quarter, and we will add it to our offers, like the same for the goalkeeper saved. And what is interesting also is you see how much people bet on different competitions when their favorite player plays in that competition. So maybe Saudi Arabia is not a football competition that was receiving a lot of money, but since Ronaldo moved there, because now we allow people to bet on Ronaldo stars, somehow they're betting on the Saudi Arabic competition. So we see a lot of this LATAM users betting on European football because they can bet on the number of shots of Dybala maybe that is playing in Series A. So yeah, this is, I think, interesting flow that we have observed.
Definitely. I think you mentioned it during the talk yesterday that there is a growing trend of people following players more than they are following teams, which I guess lends itself to player prop betting as well.
Yeah.
Now, looking ahead to the future, how do you think the sector will grow, and how do you think it will change? And also, at WSF Odds, what trends are you looking to prioritize?
So when I look at the future, I see the growth of live, that it has happened already, but it's keep growing a lot. I, of course, observe and hope of this rapid growth of player props to remain, and a lot about the need from users to engaging tools in general. I think that sometimes this industry has remained a little behind on certain things, like way to present the information to the users, type of bets, innovation. So, at the end of the day, we as bookmakers, we're not a bookmakers, but like as person in this industry, we need to think that we not only compete with our competitor, you compete with a platform like Instagram, like TikTok, that are perfect in term of content and user engagement. So I think that's where every industry at the end, if want to be online, need to be in terms of quality of content and quality of user experience. And yeah, so this is also something in which we want to invest, so to help our clients to be at the top of innovation, user experience, and innovation of content.
Is there any ways you think the data can be presented that will make the user experience better? Like, what sort of ideas have you had, or what sort of thoughts have you had regarding taking inspiration from Instagram or taking inspiration from another entertainment platform that could be used in gaming?
So, for instance, when it comes to our markets, an example is, I think they need to have a standalone page instead of being only part of the normal offer, because otherwise the page of a bookmaker becomes a lot of numbers, a lot of names. It's hard to follow unless you're a professional punter. So what is needed is to have every page to be very clean, just a small number of information, but presented in an extremely nice way, and so that the user can flow naturally where they want to flow, and don't have a headache to find, for instance, the player that want to bet on. So yeah, what we are imagining, it's a page with a lot of information, not with a lot, but with some information of a single player and the type of bets correlated to this information in front of that. So it's a mix between informative content and call to action to bet, but again, very specific to this without being mixed with thousands of other entries.
Yeah, I think across a lot of the conversations I've had, the key thing for players is just simplicity. Thank you very much, Giovanni, for joining me today. Hopefully we'll hear more from WSF Odds as well.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.